Head west on Scrubby Bluff Road.
Scrubby Bluff, that's where I feel. After 4 days of dry camping, I feel like I'm on Scrubby Bluff Road. Trucks go straight. I don't know if you've noticed, but the fuel prices have changed. Oh, hey, look, Trish, the fuel is only $5.08. Look at, oh wait, never mind. It just went up.
So we've been getting a lot of questions about what are you doing? I've heard that you're going to be going zigzagging all over the United States. What are you doing? And I thought, why don't I write an article? So I did. And you can get it. We can get into the weeds. We can totally nerd out together.
Yeah, well, that's what we do in this episode. We talk about what kind of fuel economy the truck is getting. We did a little test with the old calculator. Minus, now we're at 58,300. And then the other thing is, a couple episodes ago, when I was doing all the RV mundane stuff, I asked a question. Is this marginally entertaining? And you said yes. You said you liked that, okay? So you just might have created a monster. As we are reacclimating to the Airstream and towable RV living and we're getting set up, we're just sharing a lot more of the details.
Yeah, that's right.
And
we think that maybe you're pulling your rig out, maybe you are going through the same stuff we are.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd do it together.
All right, so with that being said, let's pop inside the Airstream. Speaking of this being the time of the year that everyone's pulling their RVs out of storage or out of the side of the yard, starting to RV again, just getting everything lubricated and working, functioning properly. Okay, check this out. Look at this. I can, look at this.
Whoa.
You can see how hard that is, like this. And over here, I can't even get it in. I can pull it with two hands, and maybe I can snap it. So watch this. Explosion X. Oh, I really should take. Okay.
You could go
I gotta
outside.
go around. I'm gonna open the window and I'm gonna get in so I don't put this all over the screen.
Okay.
Stand by.
Hello.
Put a little of that there. Okay, now watch this. It's only been like a couple seconds. Look at this. Is that amazing? It'll get even better. So this stuff is extreme protection for exposed metal, marine industry, and agricultural. Long-term water resistance. It kills corrosion. So the Airstream latches are notorious for this, but if you have anything that is exposed metal, this stuff is ridiculous.
Game changer.
Game changer. Had to mention it. Look at that. I'm gonna go do the rest now. Is that not amazing?
Wow. Wow. That's fantastic.
Isn't
These
that
are the
nice?
things you get excited about.
Yeah. And then for washing the RV, we use Walburnize. I believe I'm pronouncing that correct. It's actually in our Amazon page in the maintenance and cleaning section. It's awesome because it's kind of like a wax inside of the soap. And so, RV's really big, so when you're washing it, sometimes you can't get around to dry it before you get water marks. Well, with the little wax inside the soap, that doesn't happen. You don't get all those dry marks.
I am trying to edit the rig so that we're bringing less stuff. So I'm pulling things out. I'm holding it. I'm thinking.
Oh, I loved those mugs.
I
loved those mugs from the bird. That's why I brought them.
Yeah, but then we have this big mug. That seems like a really big mug, but I love it. Your mom gave it to me. So maybe I'll leave that behind, and we'll just keep these two. And then you have all of your you like drinking out of Yeti mugs. Anyway, they're just. I know that's kind of like a silly thing to be talking about, but that's what you have to do every once in a while. It's like, do I use this? And make a decision. This is good. These are good.
Oh, show everyone those. Those are great.
I love these things. You know, you get them like at a hot dog stand or whatever they put. You can order them on Amazon in bulk.
Yep.
That's great.
And you got a whole stack of them.
Yeah, so those, because normally you don't need like a whole huge plate. Sometimes you just need a snack or something.
Well, and I love
little.
the paper coffee filters too, because then when we're dry camping, we don't have to wash out one of those little gold filter cones.
Yes.
Good to be towable again. Oh, hey, come in here for this. This is important. I always like to talk about this if possible. You see when I clip that down like that, how it's seated this time. But did you see the first time that it wasn't really seated? It was up just a hair. That's because the ball is centered into the hitch receiver coupler. And what I usually do in that circumstance is I'll put the tongue down, this tongue mechanism down, and then I'll put it in drive. I won't even go forward. I'll just release the brake a hair. And then when that ball slips forward, just not even a quarter inch, it'll seat in there, and then it'll get locked in. That's the solution for that. Because a lot of people, if you're brand new, You're wondering, hey, how come that's not coming down? That's it. So normally what I try to do is I try to put the ball just a hair bit forward so that when this hitch receiver comes down, it actually kind of pulls the truck back so it's in the front of the coupler. That's what I try to do. But I always use one of these. I used to use a master lock, but I got tired of looking for the key.
Man, good thing we had that lock on there.
To do a visual. I always do a visual. I look under there and I just make sure that that is actually seated on the ball. Just wouldn't want that coming off. And I guess while we're talking about it, I didn't realize we were gonna get into all this, but I love these gloves because I can actually function. These are Milwaukee Gloves. We have them on our page, but you can get them at Home Depot maybe for cheaper. They're all over Home Depot. And I've really done the best I can to make this as simple as possible by putting these, I don't know why the name always escapes me, but I got these at Tractor Supply. Just make sure that the weight rating for this is the same rating as your chains, because that's what it's going to be hanging on. And so by putting those right here, I don't have to mess with trying to get those clips on. And then same thing with this. I changed this brake cable to something really simple with a carabiner, and I just have a carabiner right here. I snap, so I'm clip, 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 clip. I put this on, and I'm good to go. And then you're probably noticing these handles. These were sent to me by a subscriber.
I got a piece of 3/4 inch all thread, and because that fit perfectly in the hole because I measured it. And then I got 3/4 inch nuts and 3/4 inch lock washers. And so I measured, and this is 2 inches across here, and this is 5 inches sticking out on here, and the bike handle fit perfectly on it that I bought at the store. So this whole thing was like $7.50 for these parts, and it was like $5-6 bucks for the handles.
And then another subscriber says, hey, I did it, and I found these handles on Amazon that fit the threads even better. Look at these little handles. I got them for like $7 on Amazon. Check it out, Trish. Come over here. Look. There we go. Look at that.
Nice.
They fit perfect like that. So anyway, that's just kind of a neat little mod if you have a hitch, because when I do take the hitch off, now I can just grab it like this and I can move it around. Super cheap, DIY, and now custom handles. So in the past, whenever I've done a video on hooking this up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I show people that I do this without the bar, a lot of people say, how do you do that? And it's because of the F250. The F250 sits so high that I don't have to bring the Airstream up very high to just do this by hand. A lot of people that are in an SUV or a half-ton truck that sits lower, you got to really bring the tongue jack up really high in order to get onto the proper chain and create the tension. As you can see, there's not that much tension here, but I'm going to drop it down now, and it'll be just great. More hitch stuff to come this season, because I'm actually contemplating, this is the Blue Ox and I love it, but I'm contemplating moving to the Equalizer just because I hear such great things about it, and I want to just compare and share and go through the whole setup process with a hitch. So that's coming soon. Oh, did you hear that? You never want to do that. I wasn't looking. If you do that too many times, it's a worm gear, and I did that too many times in season 1, and the gear completely broke. As soon as I went to go lower the tongue jack hitch, which I just talked about this morning of all times, listen. It seems like the motor, the gears inside the tongue jack are like stripped. They're not working. And the problem is, if we sit here, we have to disconnect. And if we don't disconnect, we can't go see Cannon Beach and the town of Cannon, which we really wanted to do. So I would say, and it's 4th of July weekend, so nothing's open. So I would say we are in a predicament. And I needed to get a whole new tongue jack, electric tongue jack. So you really want to avoid that. So normally, I go up just a little bit, and then I use this to bring it up all the way.
Yes.
All right, we about ready? We're all hooked up.
Yes. I figured out, look at 5 more things I can take out of the rig. This is where we are in life. This makes a difference. Okay. We're ready. I'm excited to go to Georgia.
I am too.
Yeah, it's supposed to be beautiful weather.
Oh, awesome.
Okay, I guess I'm going to put this up because we don't want to ride off without that. Hey, you got some gloves there.
I know.
You need those? Okay.
Yep.
All right.
You ready?
Yes.
It's good to be back.
Good to be back. You ready?
I'm ready.
Charlie's happy. He had a great ride.
He loves it.
Yeah, I really think he does.
I know. He loves it.
He's very happy.
He is.
All right, let's pull him out and go to sleeping. Get ready for tomorrow.
Yeah, I didn't see if we were level or not.
Oh.
You got him?
Yeah.
Good morning. I know we just said in the last video on one of our 3 tips for new RVers, do your best to avoid driving at night. But we had an 8-hour drive up to Evans, and I wanted to just get a little bit of progress so that we weren't late, because this event starts at 4 and I want to roll in like 2 or 3. But what I was going to say is what we do if we have to pull in somewhere at night is I found a Boondockers Welcome, and I called in advance and I asked them where to park, and I let them know if it's okay coming in at 10 o'clock at night, and they were cool with it. But I Google mapped it. I knew I had room. Sometimes I look for RV parks with pull-through sites where they have after-hour check-ins. Like, I do a little bit of planning in advance to make sure that where we're pulling into, I have a plan, and it's safe, and it's easy to get off the freeway, and everything's good. Like, we wing it a lot. If you've been watching week to week, you know we wing it a lot. But when it comes to arriving at night, we do our best to have a plan.
I'm kind of excited to have this trip because I've gotten a few little organizational things dialed in.
Yeah, I see
And
that.
I want to see if it's working out or if it's not.
You mean
And
this is
then-
like a trial before we're on the road for what, 5 months?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, look at him.
He's so
Happy boy. Happy boy.
Yay. He's so happy. Yes. Come here, Charlie. Come here, Charlie.
I'm gonna go get something. Hold on. I'm gonna go get something.
I gotta find it. I gotta find something for you. Oh yeah. Come on.
Yeah, that's a good boy.
Oh, he's got a duck. Oh, he's got a duck.
Can you grab my 1 night level? Put it right there and just tell me what you think. Put it right there. Is it like crazy off?
It's pretty off.
Okay, this is like the first legitimate use of the backup camera, because this is a really super easy backup, but you don't have to be back there
In the rain.
in the rain. You just hold it up here like this. I do need something to hold it.
It's a Urbana white. All right. Wow.
I'm not used to looking at that camera though, and
It's messing me up. Watch out for the other RV.
yeah, let's see.
Oh, and then you get to go that way.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Wow. I'm so glad you're driving.
Okay.
All right. What was this place? That was fantastic.
Well, you know, this was a Boondockers Welcome, and it's an RV break place. I thought it was great. Alright, so in the last video, someone said, hey, have you ever done a manual calculation of your fuel economy? Like, you know, the actual calculator. Gallons, miles driven. And I have. And I found out that it was really, really close to what my computer said in the truck. So I kind of stopped doing it because the computer says basically 13 and a half, but that's towing and not towing and stuff like that. So I thought with fuel prices being what they are right now, today, $5.39, I thought it's probably a good idea to do the manual calculation again. And we also wanted to chat with you about some other stuff, fuel related things. So I've got my TSD card right here, which gives me a discount. I don't know, I didn't check. There's an Open Roads app where I could have seen the discount and I could have chosen the gas station based upon the discount. I think the thing that's important to remember with these fuel cards is that the fuel here on these lanes is more expensive than the diesel fuel over there. So sometimes people get the card and they think, hey, they're giving me the discount, but they're just increasing the price. Not exactly. The truckers pay an over-the-road tax. And you've heard me say this before, the savings is great. But what I really like is the savings in the safety, meaning that this is easy to pull in. I don't have cars darting around me. And the likeliness of me getting into an accident or making a mistake here is a lot lower. And if you make one mistake at a gas station, that could wipe away any savings for a long, long time. So I'm a proponent of the fuel cards for safety and also the discounts. The other advantage is, if you can tell, that is a huge nozzle, and this thing fills really fast, and it doesn't stop at $100. And you know, lately with a 60-gallon tank, the last time we filled up at a regular gas station, $100 got me to 18 gallons. So that's 3 times with the card. Okay, so let's just reset the miles on the trip, and then you have to help me remember to fill up and do the calculation on our way home.
Okay.
Because every time we do these experiments, which I actually love, I forget to do I forget to finish them. All right,
hey,
so let's see.
You should set a reminder in your phone.
Oh, good idea. Okay, trip 1. Boom. Okay, good. And then I'm gonna reset the miles per gallon on the truck so that when we get our official calculated miles per gallon, we can compare it to what the truck says.
Oh.
Oh, well, it says right there, when I reset the miles, they're average miles per gallon.
We are nerding out.
Seriously nerding out on MPGs. All right, here we are. We're at a pilot. Let me get my card and we'll get this thing going. We'll see how much fuel we get in and we'll check the miles. We'll do some math, and we've got a couple little tips on how we are approaching or addressing or thinking about the higher fuel prices this year and how that is impacting our plans. Now, if you're wondering why it stopped at 44 gallons and I have a 60-gallon tank, there's a couple things. One is I'm not completely empty. 2 is there's so much foam in diesel that if you really want to fill up, you kind of have to wait for that diesel to settle down and then put a little bit more by going slower, kind of like you're filling a beer. 3rd, the way that diesel tanks are designed, it's really difficult to go all the way to the top just because of the design of the tank. But I will tell you, even 50 gallons on a regular basis, just that extra 20-some gallons, just game-changing in terms of the range that you have. Yeah, 560 miles.
Okay.
So 560 miles divided by 47 gallons is 11.9. Let's go to the truck. The truck fuel economy trip 1 says 11.9.
Serious?
Seriously, 11.9.
Wow, it does. That's incredible.
Why I've done this one other time, and when it was so exact, that's why I've never done this again.
You just stopped.
But the truck normally says 13 because we're detached.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's the combination of towing and not towing. Because
Yes.
I'm sure I'd be pushing 15 if I wasn't towing.
Yes, right.
Yeah, so
The silver bullet
anyhow, so yeah.
that does you in.
All right, so, but it is an interesting conversation to talk about fuel because the prices are very high.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people have been asking about what we're planning on doing and how that's going to impact our route and this year's travel. And we wanted to just share with you what we were planning on doing.
Yes.
And then Trish wrote an article with a lot more information.
Well, just if you really want to get in depth and really start thinking about what are the little things that can save big with some planning. And that really is the key word that we want to talk to you about here, because if you want to dive deep, you can go to the blog.
Yeah.
We'll put it down here.
Yeah, the link, I'll put the link right here. But we've said this in a video before. The #1 way to save money in RVing is through preparation. And you can save a lot more money by preparing than the prices will increase.
Yes.
You can stay at the very best state parks that are a fraction of the price of RV parks. You can plan your stays to stay a little bit longer in certain places because there'll be the availability.
Fuel, yes.
You can prepare your food to make sure that you're not last minute situation, everybody hungry and then going out to dinner and spending a lot more money on food.
Convenience always costs more. And sometimes flying by the seat of your pants, you just need to look for the most convenient thing, and that's might be where you get just kind of like cha-ching, 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 and all those little ones, they add up at the end. So we just don't want you to be disheartened by rising prices and really say, okay, what can I do to help bring this back in so I can make the most of my time with the people that are most important to me when I'm out on the road RVing? Because these are important times. Making these memories are special, but they're what you get to relive in your mind, and they grow over time. So they're very important.
Yeah, they are. And so what we're doing is we're just looking at the big picture, because I know when you're at the pump, you look at the price and you think that's twice as much in some cases than what I was paying before. And it's easy to just kind of look at that and be like, and just, like Trish said, be disheartened. But we look at the big picture and make it up in other ways. And I think if you keep that big picture in mind, that will help a little bit. And you know, I think this too shall pass. And in the meantime, you know, we'll make the best of it and adjust and keep it on. Okay, so
I know, first time in history, I actually have to turn down my seat heater.
Yes.
Woo!
Yeah,
it's getting warm.
Toasty.
It's getting warm.
All right, so that's it for this video. Lots going on, from RV stuff to cooking and traveling and whatnot. We're gonna go back to Florida, and I'm gonna put this trailer in our backyard. If you saw us before, I couldn't get it in because of the truck. Well,
Okay, go really slow. How's the back end of your truck?
I'm fine, but there's no way I'm gonna make this. Well, we've got the trailer valet waiting for us.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that.
And then, and so I think next weekend what I'd like to do is unbox it, go to a parking lot, figure it out, share with you that process. And then Carson's going over to Embry-Riddle because we got to tour that in school.
Yep.
And then he goes back to Culver and we hit the road, and we'll be on the road for a majority of the year. And so lots of cool stuff that we'll be sharing with you soon. But that's it for now.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
See you next Sunday.
Soon.
All the days I had that felt like heaven, I don't ever wanna take them back. All the moments that felt like
So fun. They came over and said hi.
Yeah. KYD Nation.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Going strong.
There they go.
That was a whole big old family.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Oh, that's so cool. There they go.
I gave him a honk. If I can find a reason, oh look, it's a new trailer too. If I can find a reason to honk that horn,
I'm honking.
I'm honking. All right? And they look like they were ready to have some fun.
Have some fun out there.